Good morning, everybody. Jim Feist and Hank Goldberg here in Las Vegas, and we're going to do a quick show together because Hank is really super busy with tons of interviews about the Kentucky Derby. Good morning, Hank.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I know you're really busy. The Derby is a big thing. We got the big scratch in the race. What do you think?
Well, this is the second scratch. Heupel is out now, and Mike Smith picked up the mount. But I don't think he has any chance. I'm surprised he did that. Originally he said he was going to stand by and root for Roadster, but he just wanted to ride the Derby, I guess, and they took Lannery off the horse he got. I don't think that horse has any shot, but with Heupel out, that means that the Stafford horse, who was in post 16, now moves over to post 14, so he's not quite as wide as he's going to be. I think I think it's still a wide open race as far as it goes. The 14 horses is now going to be, or the 16 horse rather, is the favorite now with the scratch of Omaha Beach. And so, he tends to go wide. He drifts in the stretch, and that's why I didn't like him that much. But he's going to be a factor in the race. So, any one of a half a dozen horses can win this race, and whoever you bet on, you're going to get paid pretty well. So, and it's going to rain today, which is going to affect the yokes. It's probably going to be a sloppy track. One thing I would caution people is that, assuming they stay on the turf, you don't want to be inside on a sloppy track at Churchill Downs. The water tends to roll over there, and the rail is not great. So if you like horses on the outside, the track will favor them if it's real sloppy. That's today. Tomorrow, it's only a 20% chance of rain, and by post time, if it's a dry, wet track, I will just say this about the last 7 derbies. If you're not fourth heading for the turn in the run for home, you don't win that race. It's difficult to come from way behind and win the Derby. But I like a horse who will come from off the pace, one of them. And but I think the Stalkers have a good chance. And I don't think the 2-speed horses are going to win. I think they'll run each other out, the 6 and the 7 horse. So that's the way the race shapes up.
Well, great, Hank. Thank you. I appreciate that. We have basketball and baseball, but your plays and mine will be up at jimfeist.com. We'll cut this short today because you were just overwhelmed with interviews and other things that you have to do. But thank you, Hank. I appreciate it.
Well, there's some good basketball tonight.
Okay.
The Celtics go home.
You have time for that?
I don't think the Celtics showed up for Game 2. They got their win on the road, and that was a system game. But now that they're home, they're a very good team and very tough to beat at home. You got the other series moves, I think Lillard is due to have a breakout game. He hasn't been shooting well from outside in the first 2 games, but that could change at home, and that can make a big difference.
It certainly can. Okay, Hank, unless there's anything else, I'll just turn this off and we'll move on to Monday. Good luck this weekend, horses, baseball, basketball, whatever. And we'll talk to you Monday.
Okay, you can see me on ESPN News today at 6 o'clock East Coast time, breaking down a Derby, and that should be fun. So, tune in for that. Our show is the ESPN sports betting show.
Oh, that's a daily wager?
Yeah.
Okay. I record that every day, so I'll definitely see you. Thanks, Hank.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, this is. I'm going to continue a little bit here on the basketball. I saw the. I know a lot of people are making Portland a 4.5 point favorite tonight in that game. I do think Denver is going to bounce back. I think Jokic had foul trouble in the last game and maybe a few physical issues. These are two evenly matched teams, in my opinion. They play a little bit differently. One's an inside team, one's an outside team. But you're going to look for competitive balance here. These blowouts in the NBA have been a little bit disconcerting because, you get down to the fourth quarter and every game's down to 20 points. That's it's not great TV. It's not great competitiveness, and I'm sure the ratings get hurt by that. But I think you're going to start seeing some close games down to the end. Now, again, Toronto loses on the road. Philadelphia looked like the best team of the two. I still don't understand why Toronto is the favorite on the road. To me, there's more balance with Philadelphia's team. Now, granted, if you're doing system plays, Toronto should bounce back in the next game. But player for player, I think Philadelphia is the better team. So anyway, we're going to have fun this weekend, make some money. Baseball had one bad day in the last 14 days, and I got stuck with Tampa. I thought Tampa would do real well against Kansas City. They just were not competitive in those last two games. They did win the final game of the set, but those two middle games that they played there with Snell and Stanek starting, they were out of it before it ever started. I was surprised. Maybe Stanek, injury to his toe when he broke his toe. He hasn't pitched well since he came back. You got to remember, this guy's a Cy Young Award winner from last year, and he started this year off absolutely on fire. Then he broke the toe, and he's come back since then. He has not played well, and we're going to have to keep an eye on that because he carries a big price with him. I think there'll be a price adjustment. My guess is eventually he's going to get his form back, and he'll be who he is. But the toe is important. You got to land on it. You got to push off on it, and it's not to be taken lightly. So anyway, this weekend is exciting. We're going to have everything at jimfights.com. It's baseball, it's basketball, and it's horses, Hank's horses, and you know how he can win. So we'll talk to you again on Monday. Thanks, everybody.